Alright, so little update. I have not posted in a while, but yesterday I spent the day putting a Old Man Emu lift with Bilstein 5100s. Very nice. It's giving me, I got the heavy duties in the front and in the rear for whenever I put armor on this. So right now I've got 3 inches in the front, and that's without any aftermarket bumpers or anything like that. And then in the rear, I also have the heavy duties. I think they're rated for like 300 plus because I have the drawer system in the back, and then also when I put sliders and hopefully a 2 bumper with a tire rack on the back, maybe a rooftop tent, I don't know, we'll see. But there they are. You see, I got the Bilstein shocks that have the extra inch of travel that they offer on SRQ Fabrications, and then those are the heavy duty coils or springs. Sorry, rear springs. So yeah, that's pretty much the update on the 4runner. The back is sitting a little higher than I'd like, but I'm assuming it's gonna settle. And then also once I put some weight in the rear, hopefully gonna get some at least 33s on it here soon. And then we'll go 35s in rear gear. But today we're gonna be putting a differential drop kit on this because my CV axles they're not binding, but I don't want them to bind, and they're not sitting level. So we're gonna go ahead and you're gonna drop your front skid plate and then the rear one, and I'll show you how to put the differential spacers in there to drop the differential. All right, so next you're gonna wanna take your jack, your floor jack, and post it up underneath your actual differential to give it some support. And then we're gonna pop this bolt right here and this bolt right here out. That is what holds your differential up in place onto your frame. So make sure you got support on that differential, and then we're gonna pop these bolts out, put our spacer in between there, and then slide the new bolts in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The bolts are a 19 millimeter. Okay, so mistake on me, I did not know that there is a nut on top, also 19 millimeter, so if you can get a wrench up there or something, hold it while you loosen this right here. It looks like that over there. There's a nut on the bottom side, and then the top side is what you see on the bottom of the truck. So yeah, just make sure you hold that nut still while you're undoing this, or else you'll be undoing nothing like I just was. Okay, so here's the old ones versus the new ones. When assembling the new ones, just make sure you go on the bottom, so right there, make sure you go washer first, and then your spacer's gonna go in there, I'll show y'all, and then on top you will have your nut. So that is the assembly of the new ones. They usually come with spacers for the skid plate, but mine did not, so I'm just working with what I got. Next, you're gonna want to very carefully let off of your jack a little bit, just enough to get some space in between right here so you can fit your spacers in there. So make sure you let it down nice and slow. Okay, so even after letting mine down, there's like no tension on it. And my jack's still gonna lower. You might, depending on your situation, you might have to pry in here a little bit to get the spacers to go in there. But yeah, now we're gonna stick our spacers in there. And when assembling these, so on your washer, you're gonna have like a more rounded side and a more flat side. Make sure you put the flat side facing up and the rounded side facing towards the bolt head. And then whenever you're putting this nut on, the nut usually has a rounded side and then a flat side. Make sure you put the flat side facing down, so that way the flat side's gonna grab the top of your frame. Okay, so they're not fully tightened yet, they're not fully installed, but just to orient you guys, remember the washer is right here, flat side facing towards the actual mounting piece, and then you get your spacer right here, and up top is your nut. That is the assembly of the differential kit. Okay, so this is the differential drop kit fully installed. Didn't make as big of a difference as I was hoping. It's got a slight angle, but that's okay. It's a lot better than before. From what I was reading online, the torque spec for these is 101 foot-pounds. So go ahead and torque it, and then we're gonna put the skid plates back on. Okay, skid plates all back on. We're all buttoned back up. CV axle has dropped a little bit, so you know, there's that. But yeah, that is how you install a differential drop kit on a 3rd gen 4runner.